without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to one of the best people that I know in the business, Tim Rohr. This gentleman here, and he'll be happy to explain to you exactly what we're doing this evening.
Right.
Once again, welcome. We're excited to have you here.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna talk a lot, talk fast. It's gonna take about an hour. If I don't make sense to you in the next 60 minutes, then the rest system's gonna have you for the rest of your life. Okay, what that means. I always start by telling the same old joke. I only got it once. I gotta tell it for the benefit of the new people. Well, you old guys have been here before. Don't laugh until the right time, okay? Here's this old boy, Harry. Harry used to like to go fishing. And he always went to the same old lake, same old spot, got the same old boat, but he always came back, every Saturday afternoon with a whole boatload of fish. Well, his buddy was the game warden, and they'd grown up together, and one day, buddy says, Harry, he says, you gotta understand this is in Arkansas. Kind of talk like this. Harry, where do you get all that fish? So Harry says, you want to know? I don't know what his buddy's name was. He says, really want to know? So why don't you come out with me next Saturday morning? I'll show you where I get all these fish. Well, okay. Next Saturday rolls around, and old game warden gets in the boat with Harry, and they row out around the point a little ways, and Harry drops anchor, and takes out a stick of dynamite, lights it, throws it over the side, boom, and all the fish come floating to the top. And Harry just starts throwing them in the boat. Game warden says, Harry, I can't believe you did that. I mean, we grew up together. Do you realize I'm going to have to take you in? He says, that's against the law. Harry didn't say nothing. He just took out another stick of dynamite, lit it, gave it to the game warden, and says, you're going to talk. Now, I don't want to insult anybody, but after you see this plan tonight, you're going to have a way to fish. That's going to be up to you. See, a lot of us just talk about making money, or if I had the money, okay? After tonight, you can have the money, okay? And the people who invited here, you here to tell you that's true. That's what's happening, okay? So we're going to show you how to make money. Is that okay? Yeah. We're not looking for any commitments or anything. If you're excited, that's great, okay? But we're just going to share with you some information. You can't sign anything. You can't buy anything, okay? Does that sound all right too? Okay. Nobody wants your money, okay? We're just looking for some excited people who are serious about the financial future. All right, let's talk. I'm going to move over to this board. I'll use this board here because we're leaving coming up here. Money. Money's just a medium. It's very important to understand this, okay? Because I used to think that somehow money made people evil. And for a long time, I didn't want to make any money because I thought I'd turn into a bad person. But you see, I was a bad person already. Get it worse. All right? And not having money made me worse, okay? So I began to understand, it took till after I got married and started having children, I began to understand that money was pretty important. See, up until the time I got married, I was living down in the Virgin Islands, the Caribbean. I tell you what, 2 coconut trees, a hammock, a bottle of rum on Friday afternoon, a lot of West Indian chicks, and everything was cool, okay? But there was this one West Indian girl, woman, and I ended up marrying her. I was broke ever since. Okay? She's here tonight. Where'd she go? She was taking your money as you walked in. The dark one. Okay? With a little baby behind her. Okay, that was just a week old. I don't know if you heard about that one. It was born in my Mitsubishi van. We call it a Mitsubaby. Yeah, it was right in front of the Hilton Hotel. We were at the stop sign. Barbara was driving, and the head poked out. So I cranked the old seat back and I said, "Come on, baby, let's go." You guys are laughing, but it's true. And by the time we got to the emergency room parking lot, that baby's just about all the way out there. The nurse, I don't know, are you here tonight? The one who pulled her out? You never know. You never know who's going to be here. Okay? Thanks for your help. Okay. They got in that van and pulled the baby out, and started crying right away. And everybody goes, "Oh," all sort of stuff. And I just went, okay, that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to tell you about my baby, but I'm just saying. Well, yeah, it takes money to have babies, doesn't it? Right? I got 3 of them. It takes more money. But I just want to say, a little bit of my background. I was happy being a bum. I was teaching school. You can be a bum and teach school. Any teachers here tonight? But I was a bum, taught school, and everything was cool until I got married, and all of a sudden, finances started kicking in. How many guys here found that happen? All of a sudden, the lifestyle a little crimped after they met the woman of their dreams. Right? Did it all ring a bell? Okay. It starts costing a little money. So I had to develop a right attitude about money. Okay? Now you may say, well, I don't have that. You don't have that problem. Okay, great. But I did. I had to understand that money was just a medium. It was just a tool to get me what I wanted out of life. Okay? And it's, a lot of people say, you guys are just, all you want is money, money, money. Well, to tell you the truth, that's the only thing they take down at the store, isn't it? Right? Okay, it's the only thing they take down there. So I'm going to spend a little time to talk about what are some things that money can buy. All right? Now you might say, I don't need to hear this. I already know what money can buy. Okay? Great. All right? Not everybody does. I tell you what. How many of you don't have to raise your hand, but how many of you know where you want to be in 5 years and you got it written down? Okay? You don't have to raise your hand, but there's some volunteers. Okay. All right. And how many of you got your goal, what you want out of life, and it's written, and you got it on you? All right? Okay, I do. My point is that most people never decide what they want out of life. All right? Most people don't know where they want to be in 5 years. That's why they end up nowhere. Okay? Look where you are now from 5 years before, right? If you're like me, before this business, it was just going like this. Imagine yourself getting in a boat, going out here in the Philippine Sea or whatever, and you hoist the sail, and you say, okay, here we go. Where are you going to end up? Who knows, man? $10 too if you're lucky. There's a lot of ocean out there. But you see, most of us live our life that way. We never chart a course. We never decide where we want to go. Now listen, if you're not one of those people, that's great, okay? But see, I was like that. Friday and Friday, right? How many people live in Friday? How many people live for the weekend? Okay, good. Don't raise your hand. Okay? Or living for, if you're a teacher like me, you're living for Christmas vacation, and Easter vacation, and summer vacation, then graduation, and then you're living for retirement, and then Social Security says you die in 2 years anyways. I mean, there's a lot to look forward to, okay? Why did I get on that subject? So I'm talking about the importance of making money, the importance of defining the goal. Now, if you get nothing else, if you don't like the business, that's okay. But if you get nothing else out of tonight, please understand one thing, that you need to go home and you need to sit down and define where you want to be. What you really want out of life. Not what you want to be when you grow up, right? Like that we're always, what do you want to be when you grow up? No, it's not that anymore. I still don't know what I'm going to grow up, okay? Just want to be happy, right? But what do you really want out of life? Because see, what I'm going to give you here is just a tool. It's nothing fancy. It works if you want it to. It's nothing special. What's special is what you want. Okay? Because you got to have that. You got to have that burn inside you. That goal, that dream, that hunger for whatever it is, or you are not going to get off your duff on Tuesday night and get out there and do this business when you could be sitting down and feet kicked up on the coffee table and you drink your 2 beers and watch the news and go to bed. That's what most people do, Honey, I'm home. Give me a drink. Now, I know that none of you guys are that way. But you see, most people are lazy. How do I know that? Well, I see how most people live. They're not willing to pay the price. I wasn't either. I was lazy. I was lazy. I'm still lazy. That's why I built this business, because I don't have to work for somebody else the rest of my life. Okay? You'll understand that. But I have a dream. I got to learn. It's something that excites me. Okay? Something that's, I don't know what's going to press your button tonight. What I'm going to show you is nothing special. But if you, when you walk out of here, at least I want you to know one thing, that you need to define where you want to be in life. Okay? Because most people don't. So let's just talk about money. Some of the things that are important. How many people would just like to get out of debt? G-O-O-D. Good. Get out of debt. Alright? You can raise your hand for that one. Okay? Get bills are paid off, man. Your paycheck is yours. You don't have to worry about this junk. It's not good to be in debt. I don't believe you should be. I like being free. Maybe some of you might like to give more money to your church or charity. Hey, I tell you what, the poor can't help the poor, can they? It takes money to do good things. Now, we're not going to take up a collection after this or anything else like that. But I'm just going to give you an example of a charity that was important for me. I tell the story in all my meetings too. Hurricane Hugo wiped out the Virgin Islands last September, didn't it? My wife's family's from there. Their home cost $250,000 to replace. They had no insurance, gone. They're just living in a shack. They had a concrete house just like this, just like you do. It was exploded. Okay, so they bought plastic and they put it over the top. And that's how they're living. They just got power in a couple weeks ago, 5-6 months. Well, so what we could do right away was send them a couple grand, $3-4 grand down right away to help them out. Right? I tell you what, before this business, they used to have to send me a $25 check every Christmas so I could buy presents for my kids at Christmas time. Because we couldn't afford to buy a present. You never know when somebody you love is going to need the help, right? You never know. So it's just good to have the money to be able to do that. Right? How about buying a home? That's kind of nice, ladies. Wouldn't you like to have your own home? Tired of living in an apartment? Now, if you have your own home, that's great. But most people don't anymore. Why? Well, I'll tell you, 90% of Americans who own their own homes cannot afford to rebuy the house they're living in. Right? Now, if you want to check me on that, just think of the house that you're living in. If you own a home here in Guam, what do you buy it for and what it's worth now? Could you afford to rebuy that house? No. Most of us can't. Okay, we've seen what's happened with the 300% growth rate here in Guam. Hey, it's a great place to make money. That's why I'm here. But it's also a great place to lose money. Okay? All right? And that's part of it. And then just paying rent. You lose a lot of it. To be able to own your own home someday, I tell you. My parents bought their home in 1962 for $16,000. Last year, it was appraised at $500,000 in the Los Angeles suburb. $500,000. My dad didn't get that kind of raise. Right? So it used to be that, you grew up, get married, you expect to own a home someday. It's not a reality for most of us. Okay? Most of I was the oldest of 8 kids. I grew up in a house that had a big yard, and we could dig holes and have dirt clod fights with the kids across the street, and build a tree house and do whatever we wanted to, have football games, and tear the place apart. Because it was ours. Okay? My father's home, we could do whatever we wanted. Well, we got our butts beaten when he got home, but still, it was our fault, we could do it. Most kids don't grow up in a home of their own anymore. What do they grow up in? An apartment or a daycare facility. Okay. I guess that's my next point. How would you like to give, I don't know, men, I'm kind of glad that I give my wife the option to stay home. I say the option because not all wives want to stay home. Some of them can't wait to get out of the house. Get me away from these kids. But I'm just kind of glad that my children can be raised by their mother. Now, I'm not putting any guilt trip on you. If you don't want that, it's okay. I'm just glad that we have the choice. My wife has never had a job and never will have a job unless she wants one. She's got a big enough job just taking care of me and those 3 kids. She doesn't need another job on top of that. But it's just nice to give your wife the option, the choice to be able to stay home. Some of you moms out there agree with me? Like to have an option to stay home, okay, and have a family, okay? See, most kids are raised in a daycare nowadays, aren't they? Okay? So, I just believe that we're going to go through all the pain and trouble of having these little suckers. Excuse me, I'd like to be able to raise them. I'd like to teach what I do, teach what I know. Okay. So to be able to have an option, okay. Most of us, I guess if you're my age, 30 something or whatever, I say most people, your mom was home, especially if you had a big family like me. I'm the oldest of 8 kids. No point in her going to work. Okay. Your mom was home, but I tell you what, most mothers aren't home anymore. Why? Are mothers greedier nowadays? They want more things? No, they got to go to work. What has happened? Now listen, inflation. Okay, check this out. This really makes a lot of sense to me. Maybe it doesn't make sense to you. It makes a lot of sense to me. Here's inflation, right? Inflation has continued to climb, so one income is no longer good enough, right? So what did the man do? Wife, get a job. Okay? Now, is inflation slowing down? All right. So what's the man got to do now? That inflation's catching up with his wife's job too. Now he's catching up with 2 incomes. What's he going to do? Get married again? Who are you going to send to work now? It's not like this guy likes it. Okay? It's not a lot of fun if your wife's always going to work, But what are you going to do? You see, you have to make more money. Now, most of us don't know that. I have a little saying called the frog is boiling. Right? Remember that, the frog is boiling. Okay, I tell you what, this is what I mean by it. You take a frog and you throw him in a pot of hot water. What's he going to do? He's going to jump out. Throw him back in, jumps out. What happens if you take a frog and you put him in a pot of cold water? Or cool water? He's going to stay there. And you turn the heat up. One little thing at a time. Keep on giving him a little food so he stays down there, but what's going to happen? The frog will end up boiling, won't it? And you'll never know it. You see, that's what happens in our life. Most of us don't realize that. I didn't realize that the frog was boiling, okay, until I guess it was my 2nd kid. And the frog was boiling. I just didn't realize it was catching up to me. And so we can fool ourselves. Why? Plastic. Right? Tell me, what kind of car would you really be driving if you didn't get a loan? What kind of furniture would really be in your house if you didn't have plastic? What would your lifestyle really be like? What kind of clothes would you really be wearing? So what are we doing? Getting farther and farther out of credit. 500,000 Americans will be bankrupt this year. Will file bankruptcy because of credit cards. Right? So if you're using those things, well, you can use ours. Okay, I'll tell you about that one in a minute. Anyway, make money. Okay. Now, are you all driving the car of your dreams? You all driving the car of your dreams, right? You drove a car of your dreams. Maybe some of you are. Yeah, I've had people say that they were happy with what they had. You know, I used to be happy with my 1972 Datsun pickup, man. 250,000 miles on that little thing. It just keeps on going. But I tell you what, I never felt the same after I test drove a BMW 325. For some reason, that Datsun just did not feel the same. Anybody ever have that happen to you? You get in a nice car, you don't forget it, right? Quality just makes you feel good, okay? How many people out here, I want to see who wants to drive a red Porsche 911S? Anybody out there want to drive a red Porsche 911S? Here's a couple people, okay. That's always been my dream car since I was a little kid, okay. Now, I don't know what your dream car is, so I tell you what. It may not be a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but my dream when I got to Guam was just to have a car that didn't rain on the inside. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so you understand that, right? You're driving over, you've been invited out to dinner, and you're all dressed up to these new people's house that you just met, and it starts to rain, and right through the dashboard, man, you know? And then on top of that, it starts to kick up mud from underneath. You guys laugh, but that's when we got to Guam. I had a 6-month-old son, a year-old son, a pregnant wife. This is before, you know, that's why I'm building the business. It just keeps on happening. I'm not quite sure I haven't figured that out. But anyway, wife was pregnant again with the second child, and we got here to Guam with $3 in my pocket. Smart guy, huh? See, I was still thinking, you know, St. Croix, Virgin Islands, I'll stay here, lay on the beach, and, you know, watch the chicks and drink the rum. But they don't have rum here. It costs $9 a bottle, and it comes from St. Croix. Did you know that? Yeah. Or Puerto Rico. Yeah, Prussian rum. It comes from St. Croix. I used to live right next door to the place, okay? And it only cost me 99 cents a bottle back then. Back there, $8.95 Safeway was for a rip-off, so I have to build this business, okay? Anyway, things cost more here. What was I getting to? Oh, yeah, okay. So, you know, so we were living like that, and we got a car, and it was rusted out, you know, Honda Civic, you know, and it did pretty good, okay? But I tell you what, then that one got totaled out, okay? And then my wife had the baby the next day. Okay, so then we bought an even rustier Honda Civic, okay? Even an older one. It was one of those little crunchy ones, okay? We'll get in here. Now we have 2 kids to put in the back, okay? And you ever try to put kids in a car seat in a Honda Civic, a 2-door Honda Civic? And you got to find out, you know, how to get the kids out in here. And I tell you what, if you get in an accident, man, you're a goner. You're a sardine in a tin can, right? Now, try delivering a baby in a rusted out 79 Honda Civic. Not so easy. But we just bought a nice Mitsubishi Love Bus, and the sweet swivel around, and we just swivel the seat around, crank it back, no problem. There was enough room for the nurse to get in there and pull the baby out, you know. We tried doing that in a rusted out 1979 Honda Civic. It don't work. A little harder. Don't deliver babies in a little Honda Civic. Get yourself a van. You can have all the babies you want to. Where'd you go play this? Did, okay. What about, see, I'm not just talking, it's okay if you don't have a big dream, you know? But I tell you what, just to live comfortable, you got to have a lot of money, don't you? Just to live a simple life, okay? You got to have a lot of money. What about security? Wouldn't it be nice to always have 20, 30 grand in the bank just in case, right? Instead of living paycheck. I can't believe it. You know, I'm a teacher and I teach, you know, they're professionals. They have master's degrees. And they're not here tonight, so I can talk about it. But I sold them a little bottle of pet vitamins, okay? And it cost $9.55, and she has to back away to payday. Right? Now they have no kids. They both have master's degrees. They both teach full time. She's asking if I can wait to payday so that she can give me $9.55. Now I don't know if you're in that situation, okay? But I'm beginning to find out that a lot of people are. They dress real nice. You can't tell from the outside, okay? Until they owe you money, and then it's a different story. But it's just nice to have. You never know when something's going to happen. You just never know. Just to have that little pad in the bank, okay? You never know when you might find something you want to buy. Have an extra 20. Do you agree that extra 20, 30 grand would be okay to have behind you just in case? All right. Well, okay. I'm just talking about what money can do, right? What money can do. Y'all like to travel? Okay. Like to get on a plane, travel anywhere? You know what? I always like to use this example. The Bible says the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer. You find this out when you're traveling. Because in the off season, when the rich people can travel, everything's cheaper, right? They get this frequent flyer bonuses and all this sort of stuff. You know, so all the rich people who don't have a job, they can travel. It's when all the poor, broke people, like I was, in the off season, man, summertime comes. All right, we're free. So was everybody else. You ever try to get back to Guam from the West Coast in late August? You can't even get first class. All right, it's just kind of nice. You know what? October rolls around. You say, kids, let's go to Disney World. Right? Oh, no lines. No. Right? Or you know, Christmas time comes. Everybody's going here doing this. You don't have to worry because you can go January 8th when everybody's back to school. You can take your kids. You can go wherever you want to. Why? Because you have the money. All right? I often wish. Now, I spend a lot of money on this. Okay? It's my one advice. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't chase women, but it would be a lot cheaper if I did. Because this one cost me a whole lot of money, especially with 5 kids. And we always go back every summer. We take our family of 5, back to the States. We travel all across the States. We go down to the Virgin Islands, spend another month there. And usually, if my wife has her way, we go on to Europe for another month. Okay, then we come back. Now, before this business, well, we did it even before. We were broke doing it. But now we can do that. Come back with more money in the bank than when we left. That all sound like a good idea? Go take 3 months off and come back with more money in the bank than we left? Okay, well, we can show you how to do that. Okay, we're serious. What about freedom? You understand what that means? Financial freedom. You can do what you want, where you want, with who you want, whenever you want. Okay? To never have to say yes sir, no sir again. Now maybe you don't have to quit your job. Maybe you love your job. I'm not trying to tell you that you need to leave your job. But to be able to have the choice. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Well, Saturday. Okay. Monday morning. Okay. Some of you have to go to work tomorrow, don't you? Okay, you got to work on Saturdays, probably part-time on Sunday. Okay? Monday morning rolls around. I don't have to if I don't want to. I've got a great situation. I teach at St. John's School. They take care of me. I like them. They like me at school. So, I'm still hanging around. But I don't need to. As a matter of fact, as of June 6th, I'm not going to. Okay, I'm sort of finishing out my contract. But to be able to have the freedom to be able to do that. Okay? To do what you want, where you want, with who you want. Okay? Does that sound like a good idea? That's financial freedom. I don't know what else I'm leaving out here, but my point is that there has to be something, a burn down inside you, something that you want bad enough. Okay? Maybe it's just, maybe put this one down here. Maybe it's this. You know what that is? Revenge. All right? Somebody said, yeah, you'll never make it. You'll never amount to nothing. Well, yeah, how would you feel to drive up in a nice red Ferrari? Harry! Right? You tell them, hey, some people, revenge is a good reason. It's a good reason for success. It's a good reason. Hey, any reason is a good reason if it makes you move, right? I'm getting kind of hot here, so you don't mind if I take this off here. I won't take anything else off. I want you to see the plan here. Okay? Thank you. So you gotta have a burn. You gotta have a reason. You gotta have something that's gonna make you get off and go. Okay? Now, all right, tell me how to make money. Okay, you all understand why you should though, right? Any confusion about that? I tell you what, none of these things excited me. None of those things. You know what excited me? I was in a situation that I didn't want to be in. I hated where I was at. You see, I didn't know what I wanted out of life, but I knew what I didn't want. Anybody can relate with that in here? I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew what I didn't want. So if you don't know what you want, that's great. At least know what you don't want. Understand that part of it. Okay, so how do you get successful? I'm going to use this board here now. It's clean. All right, how do you get successful? And now, I just want you to forget about that. I'm going to show you a business. I'm just going to talk about getting successful. Okay? Period. And we're going to be talking about how to get successful economically, okay? Financially. Number 1, we just talked about it. You got to have a dream. Something inside, okay? Every positive thinking book I've ever read says, number 1, all success starts with a burning desire. Anybody ever read Think and Grow Rich? Magic of Thinking Big? How to Win Friends? Ideal Country? Everyone starts at, hey, number 1, a burning desire, backed up by a willingness to work. All right? Because we're not going to tell you how to get rich quick. This is not a get rich quick scheme. If it was, a lot of people would have done take it and it'd be gone. No, it's not. But see, most people only know how to work hard. Trading dollars for hours, right? Now, I'll tell you what, you might look at a doctor or a lawyer. Now, if you have some doctors working here tonight, please forgive me, but you can look at a doctor or lawyer, they look like they make a lot of money. Well, they probably do. Okay, but they're just broke at a different income level. Okay, you know why? They have bigger cars, so they get bigger car payments, bigger houses, bigger house payments. Okay, broke at a different level. And the same thing, they are just trading hours for dollars, just like you are, right? Because what happens if a doctor can't work? No money. What happens if a teacher can't teach? No money. So what if I'm a professional in a degree? So what? Who cares? If I can't work, no money. So that's just called working hard. Now, I'm sure that everybody here is a hard worker. You wouldn't be here on a Friday night when you could be partying, okay? So, but what we're going to teach you is how to work smart. What is that? Instead of working for your time and money, make your time and money work for you. Right? Just make your time and money work for you. Well, how do you do that? And besides, I don't have any time, I don't have any money. Okay? Well, anybody here have 3 kids or more? Yeah. Anybody have 3 kids or more? Very few. Okay, very few. There's one. They got 5 back there. Okay. All right, I got 3 kids, and maybe more. Okay. Fun at times. I also got a full-time job. Third thing, we're going to show you how to take the time and money you already have, okay, and Multiply that. Third thing you need, it's not a prerequisite, you can develop a PMA, positive mental attitude, that's just a belief in your dream. Fourth thing you need a vehicle, a system, a plan, something that's going to work. Okay, this is not my theory. This is out of every positive thinking book you'll ever read. Think and Grow Rich, a classic. Okay, what's the guy's name? Napoleon Hill. Okay, Norman Vincent Peale's books all say the same thing. Dream, willingness to work. You got to have a plan. You got to have a well thought out plan. Well, we have a plan, and that's all we're going to do. We're going to share you this plan. Okay, but I kind of like to keep it under the veil, you know, because it's kind of special. I just don't like to let it all out at once. I kind of like to build it up a little bit. So if you don't mind, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, our plan does this. We say, or as a matter of fact, we know that if you plug into the system and do it right, and we know from a 30-year study of this business that 2 to 5 years, if you do it right, you would develop a residual income of $100,000 a year. Okay? In 2 to 5 years. What would you be willing to do for the next 2 to 5 years if I told you that you would have a $100,000 a year income for the rest of your life? Okay? Some of you probably go out there, you know, how many would sell bobby pins door to door? If I told you the next 5 years, you'd be free forever. Right? What would you be willing to give up to get it? Okay? But I'm going to contrast that first with the system that most of us are in. Okay? See, most of us have been taught that unless you get a good education and you get a good job and all that sort of stuff, that you're never going to get anywhere in life. Okay? Now, I firmly believe in education, or I wouldn't have my college degree and all that sort of stuff. Okay? I'm not putting that down. But I'm just saying that most people who go through that system don't end up anywhere. This is why I know. Most people start working at 20, retire at 65. That's a 45-year plan, or what I call the rut system. Okay, now not everybody's in a rut, yeah, but just think of this. How many people get a kind of a funny feeling in the pit of the stomach on Sunday afternoon at 4:30? Monday, right? How many people get a smile on their face about Friday afternoon about 3:30? Okay, and then Monday, and then Friday. See, that's called homework. You know what homework is? Homework, homework. That's the rut system, man. Okay, now, you're going to work 40 hours. Average American's going to work 40 hours a week. He's going to work 50 weeks out of the year. He's going to put in 2,000 hours in this business, 2,000 hours working for somebody else per year. He's going to work for 45 years. He's going to end up working for 90,000 hours for somebody else. Well, great. Now you're 65. Well, first of all, Social Security says that you're going to be dead in 2 years if you're average. Okay, a lot to look forward to. Okay, and men will die first. Men. Okay. Ladies live on. I don't know why, but they live longer. I know why. They send us to work the whole time. Anyway, not anymore. You know, ladies are stressed and catching up with them and all that sort of stuff. So, now what's going to happen at this end of this 90,000 hours? Now, 1979, Social Security did a study because they found out something was wrong. People were having no Social Security at the end of that time. Okay, these aren't my figures. They said that one person who goes through this system, 1 out of 100 will end up wealthy. 4 will end up well off enough to retire. 35 will be still working because they can't afford to quit. Okay? 36 will be dead. Alright? They're the lucky ones. 54% of the people who make it to 65 will be living at or below poverty level dependent on some form of government aid or charity. Now you say, well, that's not true. My grandfather, he's doing okay. But yeah, so 20 years ago, even as much as 10 years ago, you could depend on some security with a corporation or a job or whatever it happens to be. But now with all these corporate mergers and these buyouts, there is no, I mean, this is not my statistics. These are not my thoughts. This comes directly from Business Week. It's still the magazines. You can find out for yourself. Which just says that there is no security with a corporation or an institution of any kind, including the government. How do I know that? I'm from the Virgin Islands. 3 years ago, a retirement fund went broke because they were going, right? There's no money in it. Now, I'm not saying, I hope that doesn't happen to Guam, but I'm just saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I didn't make that up either. All right? So learn to diversify. So 54, you got a 90% chance of ending up dead or broke. Keep doing what you're doing. Are you excited about that? No? Okay. Why not? Or you do have a 5% chance of ending up still working. Okay. You all want to work after you get to 65, right? Now, if you've got a better way, that's okay. Don't let me throw you. Okay. But again, these aren't my statistics. And it's getting worse, isn't it? It's getting worse. It takes a lot more money to survive nowadays. All right. I'm going to contrast that with a 2 to 5 year plan to finance. 45-year systems are broke, or 2 to 5 year plan to financial independence. I'm going to tell you that if you're serious, you're going to need to work about 8 hours a week. You're going to have to shut off the tube. You're going to have to get out there and do some work. You're going to have to work 50 weeks out of the year, and you're going to do, it says 400 hours. Let's say it takes you the full 5 years. It means you'll put in 2,000 hours working for yourself. If you plug into the system and do the business as we know it, that's what you'll have. And they say, yeah, sure, show me. Okay, I will. Sure, I will. Okay. Give me 2 years, right? Going. There's people in this room that know that that's happening. There's people in this room that are coming with me. Okay? So I'm serious about this thing. All right, now, shut up. Tell me some more how to make money. All right? Again, I'm just trying to tell you why you should. Because I did not understand why I needed to make more money until I saw this. Then I saw the handwriting on the wall. Okay? Now, next part, next section here. We use a vehicle called professional networking. Professional networking. I don't know if you all heard about this, but you don't have to take my word for it. All you need to do is read Megatrends. Anybody ever heard that book seen on the shelf? You go down to the big bookstore and you can buy it for yourself. Look at chapter 8. Chapter 8 talks about networking as the business of the future. Written in 1983 by a guy named John Nesbitt, an economic scientist. He predicted all these major trends that would be happening in the world. And the one thing he says is that most business will be done through networks. Wall Street Journal backed it up. They said in the 1990s, here we are, this decade, 50 to 65% of everything we purchase will be bought through some form of a marketing network, whether we like it or not. See, it's not a situation where, oh, I just don't like it. I just don't like this kind of thing. Too bad. It's the way business is being done. Now, it's up to you whether you want to cash in on it or not. Now, I tell you what, I'm looking around here and I see the growth rate of Guam. I'm seeing a 300% growth rate. I'm seeing one of the best places in the world to make money. Okay, and to do it in an honest, legal, and ethical manner, which is not what everybody does. Okay, and I'm looking at people who are driving Mercedes-Benzes, BMWs, or Rolls-Royces, and I know they've come from countries where they didn't get a college education. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, and here we are, you know, professional and all this sort of stuff, and we're driving rusted-out bombs. At least I would. Okay, because I teach at St. John's, and I tell you what, talk about a humiliating experience. I'm a professional with my degrees and all this sort of stuff, and I'm watching these kids step out of their limousines and their BMW 735, you know, and I look inside and I see them. I know they didn't come from, they're not college graduates, okay? And I am, you know. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that there's people here that know how to make money, all right? How do they do that? Well, I tell you what, through marketing. Pretty much through marketing. I say some people make through real estate, yeah, okay. Through marketing is where they really make the money. Okay, now, does this system work? Does it generate lots of money? Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, there's 1.5 million millionaires in the United States today. 1.5 million millionaires, okay? 20% of these millionaires have made their million within the last 10 years in this business. This system is generating more wealth for more people than anything else out there right now. Okay? Check it out. Check it out. I'm going to give you an example of networking now. This is not, the examples I'm going to give are just little sidelines to the business. It's not the real business. I'm saving that for later. But I just want to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that happen to the business. You all know people who use Visa cards, right? You can't use a public bathroom anymore unless you have a Visa number. Okay? It's just how bad it is. Okay? You got to have it. All right? So you take this Visa card. Most people use Visa card, okay? Let's say that you're in this business and you talk to your buddy and you say, hey, you need a Visa card. Yeah, okay. You know where I can get one? Yeah, here's an application. You give him a standard bank application. On the bottom of that bank application is a computer number. Identifies you as the person who gave that person the application. He sends in the application, gets the credit card back every time he uses that credit card. You get paid 1% of every transaction he makes. Is that exciting? Okay, you're making money while you're laying on the beach or sitting in the jungle. It don't matter. You make money. So long as other people are spending money, you make it. That's called making your time and money work for you. Right? Now, what did you do? You gave somebody an application. He's going to get their credit card anyway. All you did is do it for him. Now, you say, why would Visa do that? Why would Visa pay me money? Well, 35 cents on a dollar is spent. Every dollar you spend, 35 cents on a dollar goes to advertising. Right? Huge amounts of money. 35 cents on a dollar. Now, what's happened if Visa contracts with you and says, now look, John, you go out here and you share this application with people, and just for doing that, I'll give you a penny on every dollar. You can save Visa 34 cents. Are they excited about that? You bet. As of January 1st, we can market those services here on Guam. That's exciting. Lots of people use credit cards here on Guam. Everywhere they use credit cards. You know people in the States send an application? All right? Here's another example. We can't do this here. We can't market service on Guam, but we can market from Guam in the States. You all know MCI Telecommunications just bought RCA about a year ago. Okay, the second largest telecommunications network in the United States, growing worldwide. Okay, here's what you do. You all know somebody in the States? All right, I take this little application. On the bottom of that application, the computer number identifies you as the guy who you get the idea, right? Anyway, you send that application to your friend in the States. Every time he plugs into MCI, every time he picks up that phone and makes a long-distance telephone call, you get paid 1.2% of every telephone call he makes. Does it cost them any more? No, less than AT&T. Why does MCI do that? Well, I tell you, y'all watch TV, y'all see how much AT&T advertises? How much do you see MCI advertise? Not a whole lot. You know why? Because of this. Okay, they're the fastest growing telecommunications network in the world. Okay, why? Because they have people who do it for them. They don't need to put all that money in that. Does it make sense for MCI to do that? You bet. One other example, catalog business. This is kind of exciting. Okay, just one small part of business. Last year, Americans spent $150 billion in catalog purchases. Right? Everybody here probably made a catalog purchase one time or another. Right? Like Guam alone, Sears does $1 million a month. How do I know that? Well, he's not here tonight. Is he here tonight? The guy's in charge of Sears here? And he's in the business too. Okay. And, okay. Anyway, so Guam alone, Sears does $1 million a month, and they don't even have an office here. And sometimes you don't see 2 months before you even see a product. Okay. All right. So people are going to spend money anyway. So let's say that I say, hey, Joe, here's 50 Sears catalogs. Okay. Now, on the back of this catalog is a little computer number and every time. So anyway, what the idea is that I said, Joe, just you go pass out those catalogs, right? Every time somebody makes a purchase through one of those catalogs, you never touch the product, you don't even know he ordered it, okay? Every time somebody makes a purchase through one of those catalogs, okay, I'll pay you, through a roundabout way, I'm not going to do the details now, but I will know the purchase. I will pay you 15% of every purchase that person makes, plus bonuses up to another 25%. That's a total of 40% that you can make on every purchase other people make that they were going to make anyway. Right? Does that sound like a good idea? And you're sitting home and watch the checks come in. Right? Okay. That's the kind of business that we're in. Now, we're in the catalog business too. Okay, I'm going to get into that in a second. Our catalog's even better. This stuff gets here usually on average 6 days to 2 weeks. Okay, kicks the heck out of Sears. All right. So I'm just giving you just a little bit here. Now, we're talking Sears. Wall Street Journal says that most products and services will be moving into some form of a marketing network. Hey, this thing's kind of fun. Okay. 10,000 products from 2,000 major manufacturers we have access to. Panasonic, General Electric, Sony. You can get with their sponsor. He'll give you some information on all the manufacturers available. I can't tell. And on top of that, there's 18,000 manufacturers lined up waiting to market their products through this network. Okay. It's exploding. Now, I'll break it down in 4 areas. Consumable products, things you use up and need more of. Okay? Everything from cosmetics to vitamins to toilet paper. Y'all use toilet paper? Do you like to go shopping for toilet paper? Okay. No. Okay. But we have access to everything. Tissue. God, I'll just give you an example. You go to the store. Next time you go to the store, just stop and look, see what's in that basket that's not food. Foil, plastic bags, toothpaste, laundry detergent, all this stuff that you just love to buy. No, you got it. So we have all those products, same kind of products, through the network. Second, consolidated buying services. What's that? That's the catalog business, okay? Through which we have access to, you name it. Everything from popcorn and razor blades to computers. Okay, everything's in this furniture, stoves, refrigerators, freezers, underwear. I got them on, they feel good, they work, okay? Socks, shoes, everything. Suit, tie, everything, okay? What? Through my business, through the network. You can buy everything that you can buy anyplace else through this business, okay? Consolidated buying services, okay? We also, starting this month, we're coming out with a business office supply catalog, okay? Fax machines, more computers, computer paper, fax paper, all the way down to rubber bands and staples. I mean, it's all there, okay? Third thing, upscale products. Again, computer systems, satellite dishes, water and air treatment systems, home security devices, all kinds of high-tech stuff that I really don't know a whole heck of a lot about yet. Fourth thing, services. All right? Now this is an exploding area. I already told you about the Visa service. That's exciting. I told you about MCI. That's exciting. Okay? There's a couple of things. It's an auto network. Okay? Now, this is our next step. We're going to get this here in Guam. If I have to go there and make it happen myself, we'll get it here. But let me give you an example of what this could do for you. Okay? Right now in the States, I'll tell you how it operates. In this business, you have access to every American car, truck, or van for $50 over Detroit's price. $50 over Detroit's price. Okay? And you have access to every foreign automobile, European or Japanese, it don't matter, for about 15% under suggested retail. Works on a different system. But either way, you save lots of money. Why? Because there's 1 million people in our network. That's lots of volume. Okay? That's lots of volume. People are interested in generating volume. Businesses want to generate volume. Okay? An auto network. I forget everything else. We have a financial network, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. There's a moving network. You name it. Okay. Now, how does networking work? Okay. We'll back up here just a second because I do want you to understand a little bit. See, here's the manufacturer, right? In order to get his product into the hands of the consumer, see, this is non-traditional marketing, and sometimes it takes a while. It takes a long time. It took me 3 times. Matter of fact, if this is your first time here tonight, you need to see it again. Okay, unless you're a lot sharper than I am, you probably are. But it took me 3 times to begin to understand how this thing works. So here's the manufacturer. In order to get his product to a consumer, he's got to go through a jobber, he's got to go through a wholesaler, who goes to a jobber, who goes to a wholesale clearinghouse, who goes to the retailer, finally gets it to you, consumer. Okay? Now, an average VCR, for example, costs $28.70 to make. By the time it gets to you, what's it cost? About $300. Why? Because all these people here have kids to feed, bills to pay. They all got to make money. Now, if a manufacturer can find an alternative way of getting his product to the consumer, such as what we do, we get a manufacturer, goes directly to a wholesaler clearinghouse, gets it directly to a network of consumers. All right? That means that this guy can mark up his product more and make more money, and also offer it at a better rate. Okay, down here at the lower end, and be more competitive in the marketplace. Okay? Now, that's what we do. That's really all networking is. I realize it's so simple, and if you're educated like I was, sometimes it takes a little longer for it to sink in, because we're not trained to see things simple, but it really is quite simple. It's not really all that much to it. How do you make money in this business? We simply show people how to catch this. We show people how to redirect their buying power. Okay? Take the same money that you're already spending at the store. Okay? If you're buying from Payless, you're making the Cowboys richer, right? If you're buying from Townhouse, you're making Ken Jones richer. I think Jones also owns this, doesn't he? I mean, don't you agree? Those are nice people, they really are. But I think they got enough money for now. Okay? Do you want to see them get richer? You all want to see them get richer? Maybe you're related. Do you want to see them get richer? I don't know. Okay, so that's great. They think they got enough money. You're in the military. You buy the VX. Guess what? That's owned by a private enterprise too. Somebody else gets richer. So we show you that the same money that you're spending at the store anyway, okay, and you purchase through a network and turn that same money into a lot of money. Sound good? Take the same money you're already spending and turn it into a lot of money. How? Advertising. We'll pay you for advertising. Okay. Now that's a little too simple. Well, here's you. Okay, an average family of 4 in America. We know we'll spend an average of $200 a month on non-food items, even though we have access to some food items. Okay. Oh, I just forgot to tell you. In the States now, they just started a gas. Isn't that right, Philippe? A gasoline. You can buy gasoline and get paid for it. Woo! That's great. I can't wait for that happens here. Anyway, so an average family of 4. Those of you who have kids will agree that you spend at least about $200 a month on non-food items if you've got a family, right? Okay. I sure as heck do. My bill runs $400 or $500 a month, and we try to keep things down cut. Okay. But it costs that. All right. So now you buy through network, you save an average of about 30%. Okay, if you're in the business, and at the end of the month, we'll pay you $6 as a thank you for buying from the network. Why? Because we want you to come back. Now, it's not blue chip stamps or green chip stamps or Payless bucks or whatever they give you out there. You ever try to catch a Payless buck anyway? It don't work. Okay, but we'll give you real ones. We'll give you real ones. Okay. Now, here's what we'll do. We'll also say, look, John, this thing is a pretty good deal. We'll pay you if you go and advertise this concept. You teach other people. You share other people how to do this business. So let's say you go out here and you just share this business. You advertise this concept, and 6 people get excited about it. They got families. They spend an average of $200 a month. Okay. Now you can do a little merchandising on the side if you want to, but I'm just saying. Now an average family will spend this anyway. Okay. At the end of the month, we'll pay $90. We'll pay $90 for advertising this concept. Let's say now these 6 people are going to think, hey, that's a pretty good deal because they're making money too. They're making $6 a month on that. And they like this idea. They go out here and they share this concept. They advertise this concept. Let's just say they just teach 4 people. All right. And now let's say this is your first month, second month, third month, and you got a 4th month here. All right. They spend $200 a month. They're going to spend it anyway. And now we'll pay you $800 a month. Oh, that might pay the rent for some of you. Okay. I'll pay off some of those bills, an extra $800 a month. Let's just go one more step. Let's just say that in the 4th month in the business, these 4 people get excited about this concept, and they just teach 2. We're just talking minimums right now. They just teach 2 people, and they spend $200 a month through this business. All right? We'll pay you $2,000 a month. Okay? I tell you what, most people don't make $2,000 a month. I spent 7 years in college and 8 years in the classroom, and my take home was $1,670 a month. I replaced my income in 3 months in this business. After my third month, I replaced my income. Okay? It's more than double now. Okay? But I'm just saying that this is something that's going to happen anyway. I tell you what, there's 6 people out there that are hungry for an opportunity. They're going to get in this business whether you get them in or not. Okay? How many of you found that out already? Right? Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm quitting too early here because I want to show you how to make $100,000. Now you're saying, well, show me the math of this. Okay, don't worry. We'll get to that in a second. All right. Here's you. You in the next 30 to 90 days, we're going to help you make $2,000 a month. We'll help you. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is over the next 2 to 5 years, and it's quicker than that, we're going to come and we're going to help you teach 6 other people how to do the same thing. After you teach 6 other people how to do the same thing, you're making anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000 a year. All right? And you're wondering how that happens. Now listen, I know you can have some questions. All right? But if you stop me and you start asking questions now, you know what? I'll forget where I'm at. We'll be here all night. I'll start all over again. Okay? So hang on. The person who invited you here will be glad to answer your questions or get you to somebody who can. All right? Because I'm going to get a little bit into the math here in a second. And I know that you're not going to understand it all. And I got to fix this little thing. I've got to buy me a new board. Okay, now, there's 2 parts to this business. Now, understand that it is very simple, but this is the part that most people miss. All right? The first thing is a pattern. There's 3 parts of the pattern. Now, 1, 2, 3. First, to use your own products. You buy from yourself first. Okay? Use your own products. Shop for yourself. Second of all, merchandise a little or a lot if you want to. Okay, some of my clients, personal clients, include Tackle Construction, includes Humidor Cruises, Windjammer, and I forget what else. Okay, 5 or 6 big commercial accounts. They use everything from my toilet paper, coffee, to my engine degreaser. You know, I have access to all that sort of stuff. I shouldn't say toilet paper, use my paper towels. We're still waiting for toilet paper. Okay? Matter of fact, I won't use any negative toilet paper until that comes in, so we got plenty of tissues here. I don't want to use any negative toilet paper at all. Okay, third thing you need to do is you need to teach other people how to do this. Advertise the concept. Now, we'll do it for you at first, okay? Because we know what we're doing, and we'll help you. But that's all it is. Use your own product. Y'all think you do that? Okay? You buy the stuff you're already spending, merchandise a little. Okay, what do I mean merchandise? No, I don't mean knocking on doors, okay? Or having Tupperware parties. Now, I'm not putting that down. Okay, I'm just saying that's not how we do it. Now, I know somebody over here, Randy's looking for a VCR. They say, Randy, listen, before you buy the VCR, talk to me first. All right? I know someone's looking for a television set. I'm looking for somebody who uses toilet paper. Okay? Okay, before you buy a toilet paper, talk to me first. Okay? Now, you laugh at toilet paper, but I tell you what, if you had your choice, what would you be in? The computer business or the toilet paper business? I'm glad. Okay? Why? Yeah. You ever try to wipe with software? It don't work. Get a little down. But I'm serious. I didn't mean that. Don't go home and tell your mom that I said that. But what I'm saying is that the consumable items, a lot of people like to frown on these little consumable businesses. Right? Frown on it. You know, but I tell you what, everybody washes their clothes, everybody brushes their teeth. Everybody uses consumable products, okay? Now, the system. This is where most people lose it. I'll be real honest with you. Because most people think that they can do it just on their own, okay? But I tell you what, if you want to be a professional, what do you got to do? You got to get trained, right? Okay. If you're a teacher, okay, or you're a businessman or a doctor, whatever. I tell you what, would you go to a doctor who said, well, I think I want to be a doctor, and puts a sign there that says, doctor, please come in. Would you go to that guy? No, okay? He's not going to have too much business, is he? Okay? So what we put together is a professional development, ongoing professional development training system. Okay, that's put together by people who know what they're doing. They're already millionaires in this business. All we're doing, see, everything I'm showing you right now is exactly what somebody my age showed me who was a millionaire, who is a millionaire, and who will be here in July. And you can touch him too if you want to. Okay? There's 35-year-old millionaire. Now, there's a couple people, police knows who he is, okay? And he's going to be here. Okay, I'm excited about that because I like to have a millionaire working, coming from me. When's the last time a millionaire came for you? Okay. Why? Because I'm plugged into the system, all right? Now, what's the system? I tell you what, it's so simple. Books, tapes, and functions. Now, this sounds like a little hokey, doesn't it? Corny. Oh, I gotta read some books, listen to some tapes, and go to some meetings, okay? I tell you what, this is all based on one fundamental principle. Please understand, a law of nature says that you become like the kind of people you hang around, whether you like it or not. Okay? You become like the kind of people, hey, you want to know why you're broke? Look at your friends. Alright? I see some big people up here pointing fingers at you. Y'all want to know why you have some of the problems you have, the emotional problems, and whatever? Look at your friends. They're weird too. But you want to be an alcoholic? Hang out with alcoholics. You want to become a drug addict? Hang out with drug addicts. You want to become a millionaire? Hang out with millionaires. Okay? That's what I do. You know how I hang out with them? Every time I get in my car, you never hear music anymore. You hear a millionaire talking to me. Right? So I hang out with millionaires all day. I tell you what, you don't need to listen to the news. Okay? If it gets bad enough, they'll call you. Okay? No, I'm serious. This last typhoon that came through, I didn't even know it was coming until I was at a store someplace and somebody said, "Hey, did you hear about the typhoon?" I said, "What typhoon?" I was off the shoulder someplace. Well, it's going to be here. Now, my wife is, 9.5 months pregnant, and so we have to take her down to the hospital. I got to board up my windows and all this. The typhoon didn't do anything to bring that baby in sooner. So it really didn't matter. I went out and showed the plan anyway. Okay? But listen, it's really based on that fundamental principle. Please understand that the more you hang around success, and that's why you're here tonight. Because you want to be around people who are successful. And some of you have seen this for the 55,000th time, okay? But the people who are here are growing in the business. So whoever invited you here, okay, I want you to have some respect for it because they are moving on in this business, okay? And we're just happy that you're, considering this. We're happy for you, okay? But people who invited you here are moving on in this business. Understand it. They understand it's important to hang around the success of this business, okay? Now, I'm going to draw out the circles and show you how this thing works, okay? I'm not going to go through the exact math because that gets to be kind of boring. The person who invited you here tonight will give you a brochure that will explain exactly what the numbers are and how the math works. I'm not going to bore you with that, okay? Now, it takes two things to make a business work, and most businesses fail because they don't have two things, okay? Number one, they don't have dough. They don't have any money. Number two, they don't have the knowledge, all right? We have both. When you get in this business, you have both. First of all, we have a $2 billion debt-free concern backing us up. They take care of all the negative, all the import duties and the tax regulations and the manufacturing and the processing and the bookkeeping and the data and all that sort of junk, okay? They do it. $2 billion, I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. The knowledge side, okay, is the system. People who know what they're doing because they did it. All right? All we're doing is repeating what they've done. The books, the tapes, the function. All right, here's you. You're going to do $200 in business in your first month in this business. Now, what did I say what that was, okay? I'm not talking about going out and selling. I'm not going to keep track of your sales. You can sell all you want to. $200, that means you've purchased $200 from the network. Now, you can use it yourself. You can go sell it to your friends, or you can go dump it off the cliff. I don't care, okay? $200 is $200. It's business volume. Okay, your first month in business, you save 30% when you get into this business, so that's $60 that you save for yourself, all right? There's a bonus scale over here that goes from 3% to 25% your first month in business. You qualify at the $200 equals a 3% bonus. So 3% times 200, you get an extra $6. I'm going to talk fast here because see, I flunked math in college and I've had to stop and I'm really lost. So I just know this all from memory, okay? Like I say, we'll give you something you can read all about it, you can take it home and study it. All right. Now, let's say that you come out here and you share this idea with 6 people, and they all do $200 in business. Okay, it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now you have a total of $1,400 in your business. Okay, and you qualify now. You move up the scale to 9%. Again, I'm going to skip the math here, but really what it boils down to is you end up with an extra $150 over on this side. Okay, here's Joe over here. You got Joe in the business. You go out here and you help Joe advertise this concept, and he shares it with 4 people. They spend the money they're already spending, $200 in business. Joe has $1,000 in his business. Let's say all 6 of your buddies can do that. That's $6,000 plus 2. That's $6,200 in total business volume. That moves you up the scale to 18%. That means that you come over here, you end up with a total net of about $816. Okay, after you pay out the bonuses. Okay, the thing that will give you explain that. Now, let's just go one more step. Let's just say each of Joe's people comes over here, and they each teach 2. Okay? Now listen, this is not, we're not just not talking one. We're talking 60 countries and territories around the world. Okay? This is a big international business. Okay? And already we have people here from Japan, and we got in Thailand, and we get started in Europe and South America. This thing's exploding. Okay, so now Joe has $2,600 in his business. You multiply that times 6, all 6 of your buddies do that, plus 2, you have a total business volume of $15,800. All right, moves you up here to 25%. By the time you pay out your bonuses, you end up with a total net of $2,138. Okay, that sounds phenomenal, but I tell you what, it works. Okay, it works. Now, now the thing that this business can do that no other business can. Okay, so you make an extra couple $1,000s a month. Yeah, and you're doing some work. But here's where this business is exciting. This is why I'm in the business. Because this is something that this business can do that I don't know any other business that can. This is why there's doctors and lawyers and professionals in this business like us. They understand one thing. So long as your income is dependent on your ability to function, you're that far from broke. I'll say it again. So long as your income is dependent on your ability to function, you're that far from broke. Okay? If you can't work, there ain't no money, you're broke. Okay, most of us don't think that until something happens to us, like happened to me 2 years ago, where I couldn't work for 2 months because of an illness. Right? And there was nobody to help us. There was no family, there was no auntie, there was no uncle, there was nothing to help us. Okay? When we were down, I had a 6-month-old son, and that really scared the heck out of me. Okay? So right then and there, I decided I was going to find something out there that would generate income that would not be dependent on my ability to function. And that's where this business kicks in. Because see, once you help Joe, you're going to help Joe go ahead and get successful, all right? To help him get to be about $2,000 a month, okay? Once you do that, Joe's going to break off from you. You no longer have to deal with Joe anymore. You set up a complete independent franchise. It's all on his own, okay? But as a thank you to you for putting Joe into business and helping him get successful, the network will pay you a 3% bonus each month based on Joe's total business volume. That's taken from but based on. Now that adds up to be about an extra $500 a month, okay? Just minimum. We're just talking minimums now. It's getting started, okay? Now, over the course of a year, 12 months, Joe's business is worth about $6,000 to you. It's not bad. That's royalty income. You're not working anymore, okay? Now, let's just say that you can kind of poke along and you can have 5 more people break off, okay? Get to this $2,000 level, and they break off from you, okay? Now you've got a total of 6 people doing that. You have a total royalty income of $36,000 a year. Okay, I mean the checks just keep coming. You can send it back if you want, but they keep coming. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Okay. Now, I know you're all going to send the checks up, but now let's look over here because you still have this income coming in every month too. Okay, at your $2,000 level. Over the course of 12 months, that's worth $25,656 to you. You add this income to this income, and you have a total, these 2 incomes here, and you have $62,000. Just part-time, just getting off the ground. Now, tell you what, we know, and Fleet knows too, that anybody who's gotten to this point and has done the business the way that we teach, and they've broken up 6 people, see, there's other bonuses that kick in. There's 12 ways of making money. I'm only talking about 3 right now. There's 12 ways. By the time you've broken up 6 people, okay, you're making $100,000 a year. Now, how do I know that? Okay, well, I can't show you any checks right now, but I sure can talk about some people, all right? So this guy here, right in front of this book, his name is Dexter, okay? Back in 1964, when he saw this business, he was making $95 a week as a beer truck driver. Today, Dexter Yeager is one of the biggest networks in the world, and he makes $400 million a year. Now, I don't know if you know how much that is, but that's over $1 million a day. He probably cleared several $100,000 by the time he gets up in the morning. And every time he takes a potty break, that's 10, 15,000 just right now, he ain't working no more. He's not working. He hasn't worked in years, okay? He doesn't have to. Do whatever he wants to. Now he's taking that money and he's invested in real estate. He owns hotels, he owns banks, but this guy's got an 8th grade education. Doesn't that make you sick? Some of you with master's degrees out there. Doesn't make it 8th grade education. All right? Who's the richest man in the world? I mean, not the world, the United States. Who's the richest man in the United States? Sam Walton. $8.5 billion. 8th grade education, still drives a pickup truck. Okay? 15% of the millionaires, maybe that word turns you off. Okay? I know it turns a lot of people off. 15% of the millionaires in the United States that never graduated from high school. 35% never graduated from college, and 50% come from very common, ordinary backgrounds. Okay? Now, I'm not saying don't go to school. I mean, I believe in school and education for a lot of reasons. Okay? One of my dreams is to be able to go to school full time and not have to have a job. Okay? Just do what I want to. I'm not putting that down. I'm just saying that you don't need to have the education. A lot of people say, you know, I can't make it because I don't have a degree. Hey, I tell you what, you look out there and you meet some people. Now, there are some intelligent people in this business. One guy's name was Bill Childress. And he was a pretty intelligent guy. He was making $25,000 a year as a sales rep for a steel company back in 1975. Now, that was a lot of money back then. Today's economy, it's worth about $80,000. Figured he had a good job. He didn't want to do this business. Get out of my house, he told the guy. Right? But his wife decided to do it. As of 2 years ago, the last time I have any figures on them, as of 2 years ago, they were making $25,000 a week. Now, I don't know what she would do with $25,000 a week, but I bet your wife would. Okay, and I'm going to ask Flip about coming up here again. Flip knows him personally. I've met him a couple times, and 11 of us from Guam, we got on a plane, we went back to Washington, D.C., and we had some time with these people. Okay, we saw their lifestyles. We know what it's like. That's why we're excited. Okay, we know that this is Tim Foley, all-pro safety with the Miami Dolphins back when they were winning Super Bowls. Guess what? He said the funny thing happens. When I quit playing, they quit paying. Just a chunk of meat, hurt his knee. When I quit playing, they quit. Phenomenal lifestyles and all-pro safety, right? But he's done. Okay, nothing. Most football players are bagging groceries if they're lucky. Okay, so he saw this. He's a millionaire tonight, and he saw this business from the same guy who taught me. All right, same guy. This little jerk-looking guy here. This guy here. And you know, he ain't too bright. Right? He'll tell you himself. That's what he told me. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay. This guy used to be a dope smoking, beer drinking, hippie freaking surfer and joker. I lived on Jacksonville Beach. You know, he ran a surf shop, and you know, just had a big party. You know, party animal, had a good time. Today he makes well over $1 million a year. Okay. When I met him, he was only making $80,000 a year, but I was only making $12,000 a year, and I had a college degree, and he got kicked out of high school. I said, somebody's stupid. It ain't him. So I decided I'm going to listen to this guy. Okay. Now he only stands about this high. He ain't too impressive. His wife is nice. He don't look like much. So anyway, and if you, I'll let you look at his picture. I mean, this guy was ugly. 5 years ago, he was ugly. All right. And so anyway, he got excited. Somebody came along and decided to share this opportunity with him. They didn't know that this guy was a dreamer, that he wanted a way out of the system that he was in. Okay. And today brings a millionaire into business. Okay, so when I met this guy making $8,000 a year, I said, I'm going to listen to him. So everything that I'm showing you right now is what he taught me. Now, I went back 2 years ago, he was making $500,000 a year. I went back last year, he was making over $1 million a year. And I'm starting to see in the growth. This guy's doing something right. You know what? I do everything he says and I don't ask any questions. Why? Getting rich. So see, I'm not smart. I'm not that smart. I still don't know how to balance my checkbook. I failed business class and I flunked math and English. That's why I'm a music teacher. Get a job there, so you know, like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, you know. So and he'll be here, and you can meet up. Okay, you touch him too. I'll sell tickets. I'll make some money. Okay. Now, I don't want to erase this just yet. Okay, I told you to talk a little about the people that are backing this up. $2 billion debt-free concern. Phenomenal outfit. Okay, when you really check it out and find out. Okay, there's only one. Y'all know what Dun & Bradstreet reports are. Okay, you check it out. There's only one 5-star company. It's this one. They own their own island in the Caribbean. They have a growth rate of 45.9%. It's the only personally owned debt-free corporation in the world today. Okay, they own the Hilton Hawaiian Village in Waikiki. They own a portion of MCI Telecommunications. They own the Mutual Broadcasting Network, the largest broadcasting network in the world. And I'm kind of sorry that most people think that the Amway Corporation was just a small-time soap outfit. Most people think of Amway as what your Am family used to sell soap, you know. Uncle Frank still has whole cellar fulls of stuff. But whatever, I don't know. Okay, I didn't know nothing about business when I got in, okay? Now, Amway is a corporation that makes stuff and processes all of this stuff. Now, it's a phenomenal corporation backs it up, but you know what? We don't work for the corporation. We're independent private contractors, and we know how to build this network, okay? We work with this system over here called Pronet, okay? Pronet is what taught us how to build this network. Amway's a manufacturer, okay? And they put together the bonus system and all that. It's great. Fantastic company to be around. But we don't work for them. Okay? So I don't know, some people get hung up on Amway, they think they have to sell soap to their door. I tell you what, it's not what I do. Right? It's not what I do. Yeah, I sell off the soap, man. I tell you what, Windjammer's getting in this new boat, 500 passenger boat, man. They gotta clean all their engine bilges. So I got my biodegradable cleaner. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, now, there's 5 things that this business can do for you that no other business can. So if you've been sleeping up till now, wake up. Poke the guy next to you, wake up, okay? Because this is what woke me up. when I realized what this business could do, first of all, I understood that this could give me money, but not just money. Money on a permanent basis. A residual of royalty income. Money that would continue to come in when I couldn't work anymore. A residual income. See, if something happens to me tomorrow, my wife and family are taken care of for the rest of their lives. And I don't have any life insurance. Okay? I don't want, if you sell life insurance, that's okay. Just don't sell me any. Okay? All right? I don't need it. All right? Because what I've done, I've put in a system that will develop a residual income for my wife and my kids for the rest of their lives. So I tell you what, maybe you feel, maybe some of you men think that you're doing okay, you don't need this business, all right? But I'm not going to put a guilt trip on you, but I would say, if you really care about your family's security, build this business, because I don't know anything else that will take care of you like this will. Second thing, when you got a residual income, guess what? You got the time to spend the money. Because you don't have a job anymore. How much time would you have for yourself if you didn't have to have a job? I'd have a lot more time. It's 8 hours a day. I'd have for myself, do what I want. Okay? You got the time to spend the money. Third thing, time plus money plus friends gives you lifestyle. Lifestyle of your choice. Why do I say friends? Because in this business, you cannot get rich until you help other people get rich first. Isn't that nice? Yeah. I'll say that again. You cannot get rich in this business. You cannot get what you want unless you help somebody else get what they want first. Okay? So I'm in this business to help other people. And the more I help the other guy, the more I help myself. That's why I'm here. Okay? That's why you're here. All right? So lifestyle. Guess what? A lot of people make a lot of money. They got nobody to spend it with. Because in the process of getting rich, they got to step on all these people. So nobody wants to spend time with them. But when we get rich, we're going to have a whole lot of people to get rich with us. Guess what? Because we help them. Yeah, we're going to have a good time. Lifestyle. Fourth thing. Listen, understand this. Tax advantages. If for no other reason you need to get into business for yourself, for the tax advantages. Okay? The tax laws in America are set up to benefit the entrepreneur, not the employee. Have you all found that out? The tax laws in America are set up to benefit the entrepreneur, not the employee. Also, the Sam takes out of your paycheck every pay period, right? Unless you're in business for yourself, you cannot qualify for these nice little extra tax things that I do. Last summer, I spent $8,000 taking my family to the States, Caribbean, Europe, back again. Okay? Tax deductible. You know why? I was drawing circles. It's a business trip, and it's legal. You gotta keep it done. Okay, now, it's about 9.5 miles from where I live to here. Another 9.5. I got a babysitter, so let's say it's about 20 miles round trip. All right, now we're driving our new van tonight, so it's 22 cents a mile that I get to deduct. Okay, how much can you deduct for coming here tonight? Okay, if you're in business, you can deduct the $4 it costs you, the gas it costs you, and all those sort of things. It just makes sense to be in business for yourself. Last thing, though, the last thing that this, and I did not understand this when I first got into business. But see, I just got into business because I wanted to make money. But I began to understand something. That this business will give you the ability to help other people. Now, maybe you don't want to help other people. Maybe you think all people are rotten. But I tell you what, you cannot get successful until you help other people. In two ways. Number one, you got the money to help people who need it. But number two, you teach a man, you give a man a fish, and he can eat for today. You teach a man a fish, and he can eat for a lifetime, right? Guess what we're doing? All we're doing is teaching people how to fish. So I tell you what, if there's something in your life that you want that's important enough to you, okay, you can get it through this business. You don't have to pass a test. You don't have to study for anything. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to be. Your last name doesn't have to be Calvo. You can do it. You can do it. I can do it. I'm a stranger. Yeah, I'm sort of a Holly, even though my skin's on the Chamorro side. I'm a Holly. Okay. But the ability to help other people. Now you say, Tim, this looks great, but I got 20 kids and 5 jobs. And I just don't have the time to spend it. I just don't have the time to do it, right? You should hear, I don't have the time. I'm so busy. Great. Stay broke. All right? But I tell you what, I'm not looking for people who have time. I'm looking for people who want time. You see? This business will give you time. You realize that, because I don't have to go to work. You know how much time I have to be with my family if I want? Okay? I have to have time. Do you want time? That's the question. If you don't want time, that's great. If you love working, you love your job, that's good. But if you want time to do the things that are important to you, to build some of those dreams, to do something, to spend time with people that you love, then you need to build this business. Okay? But I'll put it this way, time is a priority. If you had a gold mine in your backyard, would you find time to dig in it? That's why I'm here. It's a gold mine. That's why you're here. You got it in your hands. And time is the one thing that you have control over. Your time and effort is all that separates you from your dream. And time and effort are in your control. You can't control that. Well, I don't like to sell stuff. I didn't bring anything for you to buy. Sorry, okay? You know, but I tell you what, okay, you will sell stuff. You know, there's people who you know need VCRs and whatever. This business is to say you sell stuff. You still selling stuff? Yeah, man. Hey, you want some? Okay. Stuff? I don't know. My family back in Ohio, my father's from back, they think that they called my mother up. They were real concerned because they thought that I was pushing drugs. They couldn't figure out how I was going to be making this money. I'm serious. You know, Amway? No. Nobody makes money from Amway. These guys are selling drugs. Hey, we'll put those on our network too. Well, we do have over-the-counter drugs available. I mean, you can. Don't use Excedrin. Use what we have. I forget the name. Anyway, I don't know any people. Well, I know that's not your problem. You all knew more people than I do when I first came here. I came here and knew 2 people that went in. I went on my list. It took me a year and a half to make some new friends. I was not a very outgoing guy. It took me a year and a half. And all the only people I saw, they were kindergartners, first grade, second grade. When I got to 6th grade, I felt like I was getting close to an adult. That's all I saw. Okay? I'm serious. That's all I saw. And so I didn't know anybody. But I tell you what, okay? If you know 6 people that take a bath, the plan will work. It will. You know 6 people that use toilet paper? You all know 6 people use toilet paper? Right. You got the point, right? Okay. Well, what about STP? Okay, that means show the plan. What about showing the plan? It also means for stuff the pockets. See the people, STP. Show the plan, stuff the pockets. That's how it works. See the people, show the plan. You all can remember that, right? See the people, show the plan, stuff the pockets. We're all sitting together. Okay, but that's what it is. What about showing the plan? We'll do it for you. Is that okay? All you have to do is sit there and smile. Right? A lot of people here sitting and smiling. They're amazing. They're making money. Okay. And I'm the one over here sweating. You know. I don't think I even have anybody personally invited tonight. Did I invite anybody personally here tonight? No, I won't. See, I'm working for you. Okay. Not for me. So, showing the plan, we'll do it for you. Okay. Well, what about these pyramid things? All right. Oh God, I can see that question. But anyway, I'll explain it for you. Okay. This system has proven. Listen, this has been around for 30 years, folks. If it's illegal, I'm sure they've cut it with it now. Okay, but pyramids are illegal. Now, this system has worked so good that other more less than ethical companies have taken the same system of sponsoring, but they changed the way the money flows. Okay, what do? They attached a headhunting fee onto getting in the business, where you have to pay Joe $500 to get in the business. He gets to keep $300. The guy who sponsors him gets to keep $200. On up the line. Okay. Now, whatever it cost you about $160 to start this business. Your sponsor will explain what that's all about. But it costs $160 to buy the materials that you buy. How much do we make to get people in the business? 0. Okay. As a matter of fact, we don't want you to get in unless you want to build a business. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some of you may want people to get in just to buy the products like I did when I first got in. I went to my next door neighbor and said, please buy this kit. I got to sponsor somebody. Please buy this kit. Oh, I was stupid. Anyway, there's no headhunting fee. We don't get paid anything for signing people up. Okay? It costs us. As a matter of fact, we'll spend more time and more money in your business initially than you will. Anybody who's had me start them finds that's true. I put $100 in the new distributor right away. Okay? In tools and tapes and time. Okay, that I spend. All right. Well, listen, Tim. I really love my job. I don't have a problem. Love my job. Great. But understand that no matter how much you love your job does not love you enough to keep paying you if you can't work. Bottom line. I don't care how much you love it. Okay. But it won't pay you if you can't work. Okay. Well, Tim, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Oh, I hate that one too. Anyway. So what are we doing? What about somebody else? You think somebody else? This people. I tell you what. Right now, there's 6 people out there that you know, someplace, that are on their knees tonight. That may be literally, they're on their knees begging for an opportunity, a way out, a way out. I tell you what. How many times do you find yourself in a conversation? People start talking about if I only had the money. How many times do you hear that? Right? There's people out there right now who are desperate for a way out. How about helping them? Okay. You're doing okay. That's okay. All right. All right. But I tell you what. I'm doing okay now. Okay? I'm going to do better because I'm going to help some other people. Right? But I understand one thing. This will give you security and nothing else will. A job will never give you the security. Last, and I promise to shut up after this. That's a cup of tea. A lot of people say, well, that's not my cup of tea. That's not my personality. I wasn't made for this. is for you. And I see you know, I've had people come and tell me, oh, you'd be a little successful in this. Yeah, you would, okay? I tell you what, I'm not a natural born salesperson. I'm a musician. I like to play in my room, play Beethoven sonatas, and don't talk to anybody all day. That's why I am a naturally pessimistic, negative person. But I tell you what, I was getting broker every year. So I had to change some things. Okay? You see, my cup of tea wasn't working. The thing that turned me on wasn't doing it. It wasn't paying the bills. It wasn't helping me get these things. Okay? I always like to use my drill analogy. I got a drill. When I bought that drill, I didn't buy that drill because I was into drills. Right? Anybody buy a drill because you're in a drill? If you are, you're a little weird. That's okay. You can sign up too. All right? I bought that drill because I needed a hole in the wall. Right? Isn't that why you get buy a tool? Because you need a hole in the wall. So that's all this is. That's all this business is. It's simply a tool. Okay? A way to get me from. See, here I am at point A, right? Point A. Here's point B. What I want to get. All right? And so this system, this concept of networking is just a means to get me from point A to point B. Now I'm telling you what. If you know a better way, and you can get it, then you don't need this business. We're glad you came. Thanks for your dollar. Okay? You don't need this business. I tell you what, give me a phone call, tell me. I'd like to know all about what you're doing. If you know a better way, I want you to tell me, really. If you got a better way to get these things. But if you don't, then you need to get back with the people who invited you here tonight. Okay? They'll share some things with you. I'm not going to go through all the different products and pass out catalogs. They have the information for you. Get back with the person who invited you here tonight. Set up an appointment. They'll give you some information. You get some questions answered. We're going to be, there's lots of meetings going around all the time, but we'll be back here, probably not, is there another room back here? We're going to need more space. We'll back here the 23rd, Friday the 23rd, 8 p.m., okay? You're going to hear somebody even more excited than me talk and show this plan, okay? I'm just going to ask Flip, could you come up just for a second, please? And I just want Flip to share a few things. Let me just tell you about Flip. Flip's 26 years old and headed toward a millionaire real quick, okay? This man, he's in the Air Force. He's got 2 kids, another one on the way. Where's his wife? Where's Ida? Can she come in too? I want you to hear what this couple has to say, okay? Because these people rub shoulders with the millionaires in this business, right? I can only talk about it, but these people rub shoulders with these people.
And it's my wife Heidi. My name is Philip. Listen, I'm going to make it real brief because I know we're running a little bit late. But listen, the whole thing is just to relate to you my situation. Maybe you can relate to it. Maybe you can't. But this is the bottom line of what happened, okay? After being in the military for after 7 years, and my wife being a professional, a registered nurse, with both of our incomes, we were surviving paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you can relate, maybe not. But you know what? I got to a point where I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got tired of somebody else determining how much I was worth. I got sick and tired of whatever, no matter how much work I put in, no matter how much time my wife and I put in, I got sick and tired of somebody else determining what kind of lifestyle I was going to have. Okay? How many of you can relate to that? All right? Now, and see the whole thing, and now maybe some of you here are private business owners. But see, I'm going to ask you a question, not to offend you. Do you own your business or does your business own you? Okay? And, you know, maybe that makes you think a little bit. But see, the bottom line is, if you understand anything, as what you've seen this evening, the bottom line is, how many of you agree with me that franchising is a successful business? Would you all agree with me that McDonald's or Burger King is a successful type franchising business? And any of you have $500,000 to put into one? Because that's how much they're going back in the States, right? You know what Tim just showed you? Okay? Bottom line is he showed you how to develop a business doing something we're already doing right now as consumers. Buy from yourself. Makes sense, doesn't it? Right? Remember, this means yes.
We say that because we come from Hialeah, you know, and sometimes they don't understand English that well, so.
Yeah, okay. But the bottom line is, all he showed you is what? Okay, to develop successful franchises. To show people in the next 2 to 5 years. Folks, understand this. Okay, none of you who are here tonight are going to get rich quick through this thing. I'm not going to lie to you. Tim's not going to lie to you and say, hey, you walk out of here next week, we all come back, or when we get back here on the 23rd, the parking lot's going to be full of Porsches. Okay?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
But see, the bottom line is, all he's talking about is in 2 to 5 years developing 6 successful franchises. Basically, in you and my terms, you know what that is? Is finding 6 people like you and I that are sick and tired of being sick and tired enough to do something about it. Okay? Because you know what? You're the ones. Because you know what? The other ones, you know that some of you, probably some of the people you invited didn't come here. Maybe they didn't want it bad enough. Alright? You know what you're looking for? Look at yourself in the mirror and you're looking for 6 people that are just bottom line looking for an opportunity. Looking for a way not to have to go to work tomorrow. Not because you're lazy, but because of choice. Okay? Because the bottom line question, and I'm going to leave you with this. Doing what you're doing right now, if you don't change a single thing, if you don't do anything different, where are you going to be in 2 to 5 years? And I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. Okay? Because you know what? You ever notice this? If you point the finger at somebody else, there's always 3 fingers pointing back at you. Try it. It's true. Okay? Alright? But you notice the only... It's true. But you know what? The reason I'm qualified to say this is understand, Tim and I saw this business. We were sitting exactly where we were sitting, okay, about 2 years ago. Alright? I had my bottom lip poked out. I had my attitude. You know, come on, sell me. Go ahead, show me how to be rich. Okay, because how many of you, let's be honest, have seen get rich quick ways? You know, Mr. Delgado's real estate school, you know? All right, but the bottom line is this, okay? The only person you can't lie to is the person you look at in the mirror in the morning. And so you got to really ask yourself, if you don't do anything different, and it doesn't have to be this, but if you don't do anything different in the next 2 to 5 years, what is your financial situation going to be like? And if you don't like it, what are you willing to do about it? Because folks, all we're showing you is a vehicle. Okay? It's not the only one, but you know what? It's the best one out there to provide you. Yes, I'm biased because we're making money out of it, but the bottom line is, so can you. Okay?
All right, thank you. Jeff, can you come up for just a second? You've been in the business, what, 3 weeks or something? Tell the people where you're excited.
I'm going to spot here, buddy.
Yeah, I like doing that.
Philip is my upline direct. He's my sponsor, and I heard this several years ago in the States. And now I'm here and I'm successful. I'm a manager of one of the largest corporations on Guam right now. But I was looking for a change because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And as Philip just said, if you're looking for a change and you want to know where you're going to be in 5 years, I'm looking at maybe a 10% pay raise per year. So 5 years, instead of making $40,000, I make $60,000. I'd rather make $160,000.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm going to go direct, and then I'm going to go diamond. And then I'm going to be up here telling you guys how to make money. All right. I wish you all luck, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay? Let's get excited.
I want you to come up here. Dennis, can you come up here real quick? Dennis saw this business a while ago, and he has rubbed shoulders with Dexter Yeager, and he knows about this thing. He's put out building it until now, but he's ready. He's been in the military 20 years, ready to get out. I just want you to hear what he has to say.
I wasn't prepared for this, but if you want anything that you've ever wanted in your life, and you want it bad enough, you know, you can get it. To put it to point that Disney put out, and he had a dream of Disneyland. Now that didn't start out and say, hey, I'm going to build Disneyland. He took his kid to a carnival, and he saw all these, putting these kids on these rides, and all the kids were having all the fun, and the adults weren't. And he says, you know what? I'd like to have a place where the adults and the kids and the grandparents can all have fun. And that was his dream, okay? And that's what motivated him to Disneyland and Japan, Disneyland and Tokyo, Disneyland and Italy, and Disneyland in Florida. But he had a dream, okay? I met Dexter Yeager 10 years ago, and he sat down and showed me $35,000. I'd never seen it before in my life. Personal problems came up, and I had to get out of the business. But I tell you what, Dexter Yeager showed me one thing. At that time, he was worth only $40 million. Now he makes $400 million a year. At that time, I was making $15,000, and now I make $20,000. And I got out of the business. Who was the dumb one? You know, he taught me one thing: never, ever, ever quit, and don't ever get up.
All right. and we'll drink coffee all night, and we'll be glad to get together. But we're going to hang around here a little bit. We can answer some questions. You be sure that you get back with the person who invited you here tonight, okay? Set up an appointment. We're going to be here next, two Fridays from now on the 23rd. Get rich.